Here's an idea. One does not simply enjoy Breaking Bad. Alright, so seriously, after this sentence, we are going to start spoiling all of Breaking Bad. So if you don't want to spoil Breaking Bad, you should turn off the Idea channel right now. Though to be perfectly honest, you are living on borrowed time. What are you doing? Go watch the finale. A week and a half ago, an incredibly stressful 5-year period finally came to an end with the series finale of Breaking Bad. Everybody with me? The complete run was nothing short of a half-decade-long, weirdly magnificent Band-Aid removal. But now that it's done, what do we do? There's been a mounting dread and excited guess what's next primetime soothsaying that's pervaded the space between and accompanied Sunday nights since 2008. With Walt dead, Jesse free, Skyler finally left alone, and Flynn set for a lifetime of the best breakfasts secret drug money can buy. Maybe we go back and pick through the full BB corpus to see what blue crystalline treasures we didn't find the first time through. Breaking Bad is up there with Lost on the list of shows encouraging fan theory about what might happen next. The major difference being that in Breaking Bad, unlike Lost, there is a return on your thinking investment since stuff actually means things. You can run some water over that burn, Lost. But yeah, all kinds of stuff goes down in Breaking Bad. Cancer, killings, chases, train heists, drug use, revenge, kidnappings, infidelity, shoplifting. Which I guess is why I say it's hard to claim you've enjoyed Breaking Bad. Respected, cursed, applauded, been flummoxed by, sure. Enjoyed, though, not so sure. It's the same enjoyment provided by an intense horror film. It's not the depictions themselves that you enjoy, but the relief that comes afterwards. This is called excitation transfer. After the resolution of terror, everything that's not terror gets heightened. Blues are more blue, sounds are more intense, RVs are more spacious. We enjoy these trying experiences like horror films, roller coasters, or The Dentist because of the secondary effects of having survived. And sometimes we enjoy stressful narratives specifically because we get to feel smarter than the characters. We get to figure out how it all comes together. This is especially true for Breaking Bad because within and between all of the stabbings and extortion and corporate-funded drug empires, there is a plentitude of signs and signals indicating that which is to come and contextualizing that which cometh. So that when it does happen, when Walt lets Jane die, or when Uncle Jack kills Hank, there's a part of you that's maybe like, what? But then there's another part that's like, yeah, actually that makes perfect sense. Breaking Bad, unlike, yes, Lost, but also unlike The Wire or Game of Thrones, is a show that you can read and read into as much as you can watch. It is color-coded and shot with extreme attention to detail. It is staged and blocked very carefully. Its structure is as purposeful as it is complex. Source in literally every blog post ever written about Breaking Bad on the internet. Breaking Bad is just as much a text as it is a television show, and just like its characters, it has secrets. As Chris Hardwick said on Talking Bad, Breaking Bad is one of a few shows where you can just say the name. So I was watching Breaking Bad. No, shh. When you spoil something, you rob someone of the experience of gaining privileged information related to a show. When you spoil Breaking Bad, though, you're also robbing them of a whole experience of build-up, tension, and release. A severity of spoiler maybe only matched by Battlestar Galactica. Case in point. We have made so many Idea Channel episodes about TV shows and movies, but today is the first time someone in the studio is listening to white noise on their headphones so that they don't get spoiled. Hey Gillian, the ricin is for Lydia, she's dead. Which, when you think about it, is more than a little bizarre, isn't it? No. Don't tell me about the mother that gets murdered or the police officer that gets gunned down or the awful thing that Saul's haircut is currently doing. I want to experience all of these awful, terrible, horrific things firsthand for myself. The stress and pace and reveals of Breaking Bad are weirdly addictive. Sort of like if Candy Crush were actually about the transformation of a high school chemistry teacher into, idea for later, meth cooking themed Candy Crush knockoff, call it Candy Crank. It's not just the exciting roller coasterness of Dr. Chemistry and Team Science's capers. It's that Breaking Bad was one of the few major television shows that we could count on surprising us. We expect Breaking Bad to defy our expectations. It's not so much about knowing as it is the often unpleasant experience of coming into that knowledge. Except not anymore because it's done. So what now? Well, maybe now that it's over, we can start to really enjoy it. Some studies have finally confirmed what those of us who have reread The Hitchhiker's Guide or rewatched Twin Peaks countless times already knew, that knowing what happens doesn't ruin your experience, it actually can enhance it. Source in the description. So when I say it's time to go back and mine Breaking Bad for all of the awesome stuff that we missed the first time through, I mean it. Breaking Bad is gonna have a second life as a non-living document. But related to and beyond that, now that it's done, Breaking Bad has caused me to reevaluate my relationship to other creative works. Specifically, difficult works which seek to defy expectation, but that I've experienced at least once, if not many times. Like, I enjoy Bill Orcutt and Eliane Radigue. I like Andrei Tarkovsky and Michael Haneke, James Joyce, William S. Burroughs, and of course the work of Mr. Andrew Hussey. Long, noisy, boring, or difficult, I'm there. And though I know exactly what's going to happen, I still find myself surprised and impressed by the work these people make. In their essay, Entertainment as Media Effect, Dorff, Zillman, and Jennings Bryant write that enjoyment rests not so much on conflict as on its resolution, and what that resolution means for the parties involved. This crystallizes, pun intended, an important question that might have an obvious answer. Do we enjoy media, or do we enjoy what that media produces within us? When I listen to Alan Lick, do I enjoy his playing, or do I enjoy the sense of satisfaction I get from being able to follow along and know mostly what's happening? Did I enjoy Breaking Bad's resolution, or the realization that he died technically from a bullet that he fired, echoing his suicide attempt from the very first episode? Or maybe these things, the pure aesthetic experience and its effect, aren't even separate, and like the drugs Walt is very talented at cooking, are the precipitate of a very complex process. Every good piece of media is meth. Sort of. You get what I'm saying. What do you guys think? How do you enjoy difficult media like Breaking Bad? Let us know in the comments. And if you want to subscribe, just click on this rooftop pizza. It's the most delicious kind of pizza because of all of the shame and guilt. Lots of introverts emerging from their particle accelerator library house to talk about last week's episode. Let's see what you guys had to say about the introvert craze. Von and a couple other people pointed out that maybe I used the word nerd when I meant the word geek. I don't know. I don't think in the commonly shared lexicon there is not, I think, a clear line drawn between what nerd means and what geek means, and that a lot of people seem to use it interchangeably, though I realize that there are a lot of people who feel very strongly that one means one thing and one means another thing, most notably exhibited in that Rhett and Link Epic Rap Battles video, which we'll put a link to in the description that you should watch. To Cordy Oscar, thank you. I got it from Rachel at Rudy's in Portland. I would go back there, but I live 3,000 miles away, so whoops. Cordy Iopus7 and Sonny Burnett say that we might not actually be celebrating the introvert and that really this is just a thing that's happening in media alone. I certainly agree with Sonny Burnett's point that we are not celebrating the introvert in the way that we celebrated, say, the soldier at some point, but I do think that there are places, a lot of them online, where the introvert is given a fair amount of cultural capital, I guess. To Zing and Ding, thank you for the kind words about the ending of last week's episode. I think for the most part we're gonna stick with one comment at a time, but maybe every once in a while we'll change it up a little bit, but thanks. I respectfully disagree, Ragunadan Palakadeti. I think we're doing just fine. Nico SD43 and GigasCon seem to maybe agree that generally we are not celebrating the introvert, but rather the introverts are celebrating themselves via the internet, which is a platform that allows them to feel more comfortable when communicating. I don't know if I buy that, but it's an interesting theory. Two, oh my gosh, it's a leg and everyone else asking for us to do an episode on Big Bang Theory. I don't know, one of my mandates is that we not make episodes where I just complain about something for 7 minutes, but if you really want it, I'll think about it. Andres Mercado seems to be suggesting that with the internet existing and giving introverts a comfortable place to communicate, we are now suddenly aware of how intelligent they are. If I'm understanding him correctly, I think that this still suggests a connection between introversion and intelligence that is tenuous at best, but yeah, interesting. I have nothing really to say to That's What You Think 25 and Nick Blackdin, except this was awesome and totally made my day. Oh, snap. We totally forgot. We're gonna turn that into a thing, I promise. And finally, Mr. Monfrey's class says that we might be celebrating the introvert because social media has turned us all, at least a little bit, into an introvert. Huh. This week's episode was brought to you by the hard work of these chicken brothers. Don't forget, we have an IRC and a subreddit, links in the description. The tweet of the week comes from Quicksilver Fox, who points us towards a Nathan Jurgensen article, of all people, about Videodrome's prescient attitude towards technology. Love Videodrome, love David Cronenberg, love Nathan Jurgensen maybe. Check it out. And actually, finally, there's a little bit of a personnel change going on with Idea Channel. Morgan, who used to be the editor, is now going to be directing Idea Channel. Yeah! Andrew, the former director, is now moving to just producer. If you don't follow Morgan on Twitter, you should. It's Morganici.
Morganici.
Morganici.